Okay, hello again. So I just received this package in the mail. It was originally packaged by VFI Asia and then sent through Atherworks. This game, of course, not of course, but of course for me, this is a game called Mantis Falls, which is one I've been looking forward to. It's a small company that made it, and we've actually done an interview with them. It's a very cool theme. It's a social deduction game, but it actually has mechanics that allow you to play it with just two players, which is unusual because social deduction games, usually require at least three players because otherwise it's very easy to tell who has the hidden agenda. But this game has a mechanic set up in it that allows you to, I guess, maybe you're the killer, maybe you're not. So you know who you are, and your opponent knows who they are, but nobody knows who the other person is really. So it's pretty well packed, actually. Oh, look at that, corner things. I'm going to save those. They're super useful. I always end up losing them, but they, man, it's such a good way to preserve your game. So this is a Kickstarter edition of Mantis Falls, a game of trust. Like life, a cooperative game that's only really cooperative sometimes. So this game is for 2 to 3 players, 60 to 90 minutes, 14 plus, and it's by Distant Rabbit Games. It's their first game. They really put a lot of work into this one and ran a nice, really good, successful Kickstarter. I spent a lot of time sort of pre-marketing this game before they ever even released the Kickstarter, which was smart. As far as production quality goes, it's looking pretty good. A nice small box, if you can see it. What's going on here? So, really nice quality. Look at this. They've printed a picture of the map of the town where you're supposed to be having your adventure, where you're trying to get help. There's been a murder, but you may be traveling with the murderer. So you're going around this little town called Mantis Falls, and they've done a really nice little map on the inside of the box. They've included, highly recommend sleeving all your cards prior to first play. Okay. So that's unusual. Usually this is like an added on extra, but they've included it in the game, which is great. Here's your instruction book. Oh, it's a bit rulesy. That's going to take a while before I get to play this one. That's fine. And this is a Mantis Falls action card compendium. So they've really gone all out with the quality and making sure there's lots of good player aids, and it's a lot of cards. Oh, cool. All right, so now we're getting into the meat and potatoes. Here's a little bag that has red and black buttons. Interesting. And here's your screen printed meeples. So you can play as one of 3, I think. You can either be this beige gentleman with a suitcase, this person with an umbrella, or this woman in a red dress. And then there's these little, I'm not sure what those are. They look like trees, scary trees or bushes. And this game kickstarted over a year ago, so it's a pretty fast turnaround. I think it was in June of 2020, or possibly July of 2020. So I don't remember too much about the actual way the game works. And it comes with a ton of individual bags. So this is great. So this is like having, look at that, a packing solution, like an insert, but it's just these nice little canvas bags. So all these decks of cards can have their own neat little place. And here's a player mat that's double stitched cloth play mat to put all your cards out on to organize it. They really, because I think they did unexpectedly well in the Kickstarter, so they were just able to add a lot of really nice extra stuff. And the quality of this one is looking fantastic. I'm really loving the choices that they made. I don't want to show too much of these cards because I think there's actual like sort of surprise content hidden in there. But as you can see, there's quite a lot. There's an event deck, lots of writing. You are a witness. Action cards, the falls sometimes fatally wound other player. If you are at the end of the road and are truly a witness, no bluffing, the other player receives 9 wounds and their wounds cannot be healed this turn. Interesting. It's like push them off the edge of the waterfall. And this is cool. These are actually their dashboards, and they are made out, oh, that's gonna not pull the paint off. Yeah, they're made out of wood. How cool is that? And those match up to the, and here's your, like a crow and a rabbit. Excellent. I just love the decisions that they've made as far as the production of this game, like the quality of the components. And I mean, that's really cool. These little wooden dashboards. I love these canvas bags for all of the decks of cards. Everything fits into a small, and I think, pretty sure they had sort of a eco-neutral, like carbon footprint for this game. So they tried to produce it in a way that was not going to create a lot of waste and environmental destruction, which of course is a very admirable goal to have in mind. So there it is, Mantis Falls. As I said, I didn't want to get too much into the cards because I'm not sure if there's like some content that you wouldn't want to know until you were playing the game, but I think that should give a pretty good idea. This one, again, I think will be available in retail pretty soon. This is the Kickstarter edition, and that is Distant Rabbit Games. Check out their website or your friendly local game shop if you're interested in getting a copy. Once again, thanks for coming. If you want to hear our review of this, we'll be doing one in the not-so-distant future on hotgamemagnet.com. And we do a podcast where we just talk about games that we're playing and do interviews and just have a pretty good time. If you like this, please feel free to like the button, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and come back again. And I'm always happy to hear your comments.